Hello guys, and welcome back to the channel at this very late hour in Sweden. So Tesla has released their shareholder deck before the 2024 Q4 earnings call, and I had some time to go through it now, and it is exactly as it's expected. I think Tesla is lying about their numbers. Okay, that's kind of a clickbait title. A better way of saying it is maybe sandbagging their numbers, which I think is very good for us retail investors and smart investors like you and me, because we can read into it, make our calculations, and a lot of other people are going to miss it, and they will only see it when it's obvious and the stock price is very high up. So I'm going to show you exactly these points, and we're going to do a quick run through of the investor deck. And as always, if you like this content, please make sure you subscribe. And if you want some exclusive content and support the channel, check out the Patreon, which is the first link in the description box below. So here is the Tesla investor deck, and the most important things that we were looking for obviously is profitability, gross margin, but what was even more important was what is their guidance. Are they going to take away the 50% compounded annual growth rate? And they left it in, I can tell you it already. What's happening with autopilot, are they going with Cybertruck? And this was really a mellow, the stock is not doing anything after the earnings release, and that's because it has something for the bulls and the bears. I'm gonna take the parts that are most important, I believe. And if you just want a quick overview and what is the most important for Tesla's long-term future, I'm just going to show you this graph. This is the only thing you need to take away, and that is that this is the average selling price of Tesla vehicles in 2017, and you can see that they have a negative margin. The company has a negative margin, and then the ASP drops, meaning they sell cars cheaper, but they're ramping up, and profitability comes in, or it's increasing. It's still minus, here. And then ASP decreases even more, and you can see that ASP keeps on decreasing and the profit keeps on increasing. And this is very weird. It's usually not like this, but this is a fantastic sign. And if we just extrapolate this into the future, we are going to see that we're just going to be just fine. If Tesla continues to decrease the prices, we are going to be just fine, people, because this is probably going to continue going up. Don't want to waste your time. Let's go through the most important things. And then, of course, tomorrow, I'm going to do an update when I manage to listen to the full earnings call. So the most important things out of this is the ASPs have generally been on a downward trajectory for many years. Improving affordability is necessary to become a multi-millionaire vehicle producer. While ASPs have been halved, very interesting, our operating margin consistently improved from approximately -14 to +17 the same period. This margin expansion was achieved through introduction of lower cost models, build out of localized, more effective factors, vehicle cost reduction, and operating leverage. So this is the chart explained. Now here's another important nugget. As we progress into 2023, we know that there are questions about the near-term impact of an uncertain macroeconomic environment, and in particular, with rising interest rates, the Tesla team is used to challenges given the culture required to get the company to where it is today. In near term, we are accelerating our cost reduction roadmap. So they're obviously working on reducing cost and driving towards higher production rates while staying focused on executing against the next phase of our roadmap. The next very important thing is that their cash has reached 22.2 billion. They have a very nice positive cash flow. So zero worries about this company surviving this tough period. This is very not unlike other companies like Nikola and others. So here you can see the financials, and you can see super nice increases in revenues, total revenues, and so on. Again, I'm going to go into more details later. What's very interesting is here you can see the total production increase, the total delivery increase. Very nice increases. This is on yearly 47% increase, which is just a bit less than what they were guiding for. Then here is some updates about the factories. So Austin is at around 3,000 vehicles per week currently, or that's how it entered into the new year. So that is 150,000 per year production capacity. It's the same in Berlin. They are not expecting any more growth in Shanghai. And this is where you can really see that they're sandbagging the numbers. Do you remember when it was a dream in California to reach even 500,000 cars, and it was not considered possible? And now they're saying that they can do 650,000, and they are not giving exact guidance on how much Shanghai, Berlin, Texas can do. They're just saying 200, like bigger than 250,000, and this is very good sandbagging. The competition doesn't know what hits them. So another super important thing, we have now released FSD beta to nearly all customers in US and Canada who bought FSD, approximately 400,000 people. This is an important milestone for the company. Every customer in US and Canada can now access FSD beta functionality upon release, subscription, and start experiencing the evolution of AI-powered autonomy. This is exactly what we want to see. As I thought, again, this is the mellow thing that they're not giving any timeline. They're not giving any, what's the take rate? What do they expect with this? Then we go into their outlook. So this is, again, where they're sandbagging. I know the title said lying. I know I clickbaited you guys, but it's more like they're sandbagging about their numbers. I guess you can say they're lying, but I feel it's too strong. So sandbagging. We are planning to grow production as quickly as possible in alignment with the 50% CAGR. And they are expecting 1.8 million cars. So that's good, but the stock is not popping because this was kind of expected. They're super good with cash and the profit. They are continuing to reduce cost of manufacturing operations, as we saw in this chart. And they are trying to accelerate software related profits, which is in my long-term thesis. So this is exactly what we want to see. And Cybertruck remains on track to begin production later this year. Then there is some nice photos and charts. And I'm not gonna waste your time with this, but just look at the deliveries, the cash flow, everything is in a super nice uptrend. It's as beautiful as it can get. You can see the operating margin. They have a higher operating margin than any or the average company in the S&P 500. This gray line is the auto sector, so this is very, very bullish. Again, this is my favorite chart of the whole. This is the key takeaway for a long-term investor. And yeah, I'm gonna dig into the financials later. So this report was, as I suspected, something for both the bears and the bulls. I'm 100% sure that they're sandbagging their numbers. I'm actually, I don't know if you saw the video where I talked about how Sandy Monroe says that he's sure Tesla has a 40% margin, and obviously you cannot see this in the bookkeeping. So I'm just going to do some little digging of where this extra 13% gross margin profit could go missing. If you know someone who can help figure this out, I would be very, very interested in this. Basically, the long-term thesis is unbroken. This was a very good report from a long-term perspective. I understand why the stock price is not moving up or down, because it was everything pretty much as expected. On the short term, the margins are falling. The profitability has been falling, but again, we expect this to normalize and maybe increase as they have more and more software revenue. So it could even be that the stock in the near term goes lower. So that was the part that was for the bears. But let's see what more we can learn from the earnings call. Thank you so much for watching. Please make sure to subscribe, and why not check out the Patreon, and I'll see you in the next video. Ciao, ciao.